All right, Algebra 1 students, let's look at Unit 6, Lesson 7, Building Quadratic Functions to Describe Situations, Part 3. So we're finishing up this situation of putting quadratic functions with situations. This is the third part of 3. So I can choose a domain that makes sense in a revenue situation. So in this one, we're going to focus on the ability to get revenue in a situation. And so we're going to look at domains that fit those models. And we need to look at what specifically is acceptable and what is unacceptable for those domains. I can model revenue with quadratic functions and graphs. So as we look at the models, we will typically look at kind of a way of writing these quadratic functions, which separates the problem into kind of two parts, and we'll see how that builds quadratic functions. I can relate the vertex of a graph and the zeros of a function to a revenue situation. So we'll be looking at what exactly do the zeros in these revenue situations mean, and what is the vertex in these revenue situations. So our vocabulary is quadratic function, which remember is whenever we put an input into a quadratic expression and get an output. Our vertex, which is either our high or our low point, and it's where we go from increasing to decreasing or from decreasing to increasing. It's that turning point. And then we have a zero. Anytime we put an input in and we get an output of 0, that is considered a 0. All right, so our warm-up today is which one doesn't belong, and we have 4 graphs here, and you need to decide which of these graphs doesn't belong with the other 3, and then explain why you made the choice you did. So in A, we have this line. In B, we have this line. In C, we have these dots making a curve. And in D, we have this slight curve there. So look at these, make a decision on which one you think doesn't belong. Please explain why, and then that will start our discussion tomorrow. Thanks.